Hey guys, it's Dane with DynastyBreaks.com. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're watching this video. We're about to break some comic books and other such things. This is our comic vault. We have a case, which I will show you on our, I like to call this the floor cam. It's very high tech. And of course this is not our floor. You know, this is our studio. This is like a very expensive tabletop in our studio. This is case number 3 of 3, volume 5 of the comic book vault. What we're going to do, we're going to open the case. There are 12 hits inside and 3 bonuses. After we reveal all the comics or other items, could be some other things in there, we're going to randomize your names. Everyone's going to get 1 hit. We're going to do this draft style. We'll randomize 4 times. That will be our draft order. We'll paste it in 1 through 12. We will then start typing in the comics. Trevor will start typing in all the hits. While he's doing that, if you guys want to trade, you can do that. I'll give you the 6 spot and $100 for the 1 spot. Whatever you guys want to do, that's fine. You'll have a little bit of time to trade. There will also be 3 bonus items. We will not reveal those until everyone has picked their comic book. We will not reveal those until the very end. Who gets the bonus items? If you get a bottom 3 pick, you get a bonus. We're going to go reverse order. 12 will get to pick the bonus they want. Then 11 will pick one. And then the 10 spot will get the last remaining bonus. So if you get a bottom 3 pick, it's no fun. But you do get an extra item if you end up getting one of those spots. And by the way, if you trade one of those spots, your bonus goes with it. So it makes your spot a little more desirable. Without further ado, my camera is now not focusing. There we go. All right, case 3. Let's do it. We'll ask that the chat that you don't state values or anything like that. If you guys can refrain from doing that. We're going to give you information on the comics. We're not going to tell you values because we don't want to affect the draft any. All right, bonus item 1. I'm going to set these on my table up here. Bonus 2. Bonus 3. They all appear to be comic books. They all appear to be graded comic books. All right. I am going to just maybe name the comic. Trevor can tell us a little bit more about like the details of the comic, but I'll just name the title. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 361, and we have Amazing Spider-Man number 539. We have a 9.6 and a 9.8. And I guess I need to show both, right?
Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah. Let's pull tabs.
We're going to pull the tabs. We have tabs on this.
Yeah. So first off, we got Amazing Spider-Man 361, first full appearance of Carnage. Classic cover, 9.6.
And you got to pay extra for this label?
And it's a newsstand. Custom label, custom Carnage label.
All right, newsstand.
Newsstand.
Little barcode there. All right, I'll give that one to Trevor.
And as a combo, we have Amazing Spider-Man 539, 2007, 9.8. It's the Return of the Black Suit.
Return of the Black Suit.
Just an awesome cover.
I don't wear my black suit that much. Just at funerals. All right, that is from 2007, and you get both of these.
Yep.
If you draft it, you get both. Keep that in mind. Have we ever done a combo before?
No.
First time for everything.
Yep, we got a good deal. Thought it'd be cool to do a combo, a couple Spidey books.
All right. My job is to read the title. I'm like Vanna White, except Vanna doesn't talk. Moon Knight, and I'm way better looking. Moon Knight number 1 from 1980. Trevor and I are both big fans of the year 1980 for obvious reasons, because we were born then.
1980, the greatest year ever. We got Moon Knight number 1, 9.6. First appearance of Raoul Bushman, the Bushman, if you know who that is. And it's part 1, origin of Moon Knight.
Who is the Bushman? Tell me.
One of his villains.
I love that cover.
I haven't seen the show, but I believe he's in the TV series.
I love that cover. Very cool. Legos. I may have had that Lego set. Not sure.
Those were cool. The ones that like moved on their own.
What, the Legos?
Yeah, they're like there's like a little engine on there.
You know how expensive those are now? Lego sets? Good night. Labyrinth the movie number 1. Yeah, buddy. That's all I need.
There's really nothing else to say. It's a CGC 9.4 adaptation from the classic Labyrinth.
Can we get a boom for David Bowie, by the way? Can we get a boom for Jennifer Connelly, by the way? Jennifer Connelly, the years have treated her well. I would grade her above a 9.4. This comic, however, is a 9.4. There's your cover.
I don't know.
She was in Top Gun, man. Come on.
Looking kind of rough.
Wow. Trevor says Jennifer Connelly's looking kind of rough. That's just because Tina's here. He doesn't want to upset Tina. Yeah, she looks rough.
Yeah.
Looks like a truck ran her over. BS. All right. Hawkeye #1 from 2017. You're going to have to explain the details on this one.
This is whenever Kate Bishop took over as Hawkeye. She was Hawkeye in the latest TV series on Disney+. #1 of her first solo series.
There's not that many comic books that have a yellow cover.
Not current.
All right. February of... I will always remember that for the rest of my life that you told me that. Marvel Comics from 2017. Rookie year of Pat Mahomes. It was a good year.
Wow.
Good year for the Chiefs.
Nice
M&M's. Do what?
Nice Chiefs reference.
I know. I wanted to help you out.
Thanks.
Well, I like the back of this.
Right?
Cool. Am I the only one that cares about the back of the comic?
No, every time on multiple shows, everybody's obsessed with the back.
You're either a back guy or a front guy. You know what I'm saying? All right. I love this. Batman #608. This is the second printing. And I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to let Trevor talk a little bit about this. This is my favorite Batman cover of all time.
It's probably the most iconic Jim Lee Batman cover ever. Batman 608 from 92. 9.2 signature series signed by Jim Lee himself. You have appearances of Catwoman, Killer Croc, and Poison Ivy in there. This is part of the Hush storyline.
Hush story was great. There's your autograph, silver ink. Jim Lee ran DC Comics for a while.
Yeah.
Also.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they made a Superman cover that looked identical to this. I think it was flipped the other way around.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Facing the opposite. Yeah.
Just one of the most iconic covers. Also thought the cover Jim Lee did where they were on the chessboard and all the villains were chess pieces. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
That's part of this series too.
And you got the GOAT. Sorry, Pat Mahomes. You got the GOAT having a little milk. Tom Brady on the back.
He wishes.
There you go. The true GOAT on the back. GOAT on the front, GOAT on the back. GOAT signed it. Who's the greatest comic book artist of all time?
Jim Lee.
Well, there you go. That's why they put...
It's my favorite.
That's why they put Tom Brady on the back. Got to get the GOATs on there. Inhuman #1 sketch cover. And I leave the rest to Trev.
This is a blank sketch. And this one I thought was really awesome. It's done by 4 different comic book artists.
Oh. Okay.
Lockjaw done by Joel Gomez. Black Bolt done by Livio Ramondelli. Medusa done by Ryan Kincaid. And Gorgon done by Mike McCone. First appearance of Lash and Inferno. Just some great art.
Is that common for 4 different artists to do a sketch?
No, this is very rare. Very rare.
I was going to say, I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing 4 different artists. A lot of information on the label.
All the Inhumans done by different artists.
That's awesome. 9.86 series, and the back is still blank. I was going to draw on that for you. I can if you guys want. If you choose that, I'll draw something on it. Next up, Tales of Suspense. #51. We're going old school, back to 1964. George was in his late 80s when this came out.
CGC 3.0 from 1964. This is the first appearance of the Marvel Scarecrow.
So not the Scarecrow from Batman, and not the Scarecrow from your grandpa's cornfield. This is the Marvel Scarecrow.
Classic Iron Man cover.
Did he last the test of time, Scarecrows? Was he in anything else later?
I'm not a big Marvel guy.
Okay.
I'm more DC, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
You know, my initials are DC.
I'm not a DC guy anymore.
Oh. Wow, just because of my initials. Wow. Saturday morning shoe store, kids. There you go. Saturday morning shoe store. Probably not open anymore. You could make $5 to $20 a week operating this shoe store.
Wow. Portable shoes.
$20 a week? Heck yeah.
Back in '64, I bet that was a lot of money.
Come on, El Rey. El Rey, let's get in there. All right. Aliens, Colonial Marines #1 from a year I'm very fond of in sports cards anyway, 1993.
We have from '93, 9.8. This is, I believe, was the second series that they did for Aliens. First appearance of Carmen Vasquez.
That's your. Oh, I want to say something.
Yeah, I mean, let's not say
I'll leave that
anymore.
alone.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz, Westy. Yeah, that's another Scarecrow I forgot about. What's in his mouth?
Another mouth?
What is that?
Oh, a grenade, maybe?
Okay. Not advisable to chew on that. 9.8. Terminator 2. Do it now. On the back. Oh, I like the vintage. I like the vintage. Tales of Suspense again. This is number 79 from 1966. And I do want you to explain the restored on this. This is an 8.0 restored.
Yeah, this is back. This is a 1966 book, and restored books are kind of frowned upon right now. But back then, everybody restored their books. This has. It says underneath the label there that it's minor color touch on the cover. So there's nothing major that was restored. It's an 8.0, which is a insanely high grade.
So that's a slight C1 would be coloring, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's very minor, the restoration on it. But an 8.0 signed by Stan the Man Lee.
Okay, there is your autograph. And this is, what comic title is this? This is
Tales of Suspense number 79.
Iron Man, Captain America. And there's your Stan Lee auto.
And we have Submariner, and Red Skull appearances.
So, pretty cool stuff.
Can't get Stan Lee autographs anymore. They're hard to come by.
The late, great Stan Lee, God rest his soul. We have taped, I don't know why we got taped there, just to keep the bag closed on it. So, going old school. I like it. Trevor's not going to have anything to read here when I get done. Incredible Hulk 181. Facsimile foil edition. That is from last year in a 9.8. So tell us about this one.
Like Dane said, from last year, 9.8 foil edition of the first full appearance of Wolverine.
From this series?
Did a reprint of this book. So
okay.
This is a reprint of his first appearance from 81, or from 80, I think it might be 81.
Okay.
Or 7, anyway.
So this is what the original comic looked like. However, they made it foil.
Yep.
Okay. And foil tend to grade pretty well, don't they?
No.
Oh, they don't?
No, they scratch pretty easily.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like cards, I guess.
They get rub on a foil cover. You don't want to stack them because they can rub and scratch fairly easy.
I hate it when I rub my foil cover. All right.
Wow.
I'll tell you the negative thing about this is that Jessica Rabbit did not make the cover. This is Roger Rabbit #1 from 1990. And this is a Beckett / CBCS 9.8.
Based on the movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
One of the greatest movies from the early 90s. I had to think, how do I finish that sentence? It is one of the greatest movies that integrates cartoons and reality, I think.
Yep.
Cool World was up there too. There's probably been a few others. This is not the newsstand edition. Pretty cool cover.
Yeah, just a great classic cover.
And you said CBCS is going through a label change now?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they have all new labels and they're awesome.
Okay, so maybe, if you don't prefer the CBCS label, you could probably get that reslabbed and get the new label.
Chippendale, DuckTales.
Yeah, baby. All right, final comic before we randomize for draft order and do some typing. We've got Mr. Miracle #1 from 1971. Again, Beckett graded, I think that's a typo. This is actually CGC
Okay.
graded. and it is a 6.5. What do we got?
First book in his series, first appearance of Mr. Miracle and Oberon.
Tell me about Mr. Miracle. What was he?
He's from the Jack Kirby's Fourth World. He's from the same universe as Darkseid and Orion and them. He and Big Barda. He's a master escape artist, can escape from anything.
And guys, while we're doing this, make sure you check out Trev the Shipping Guru, his channel on YouTube. Just type in Trev the Shipping Guru, and he does comic book content. He put this together for us, and he's a Dynasty Breaks member as well. And make sure you check out his channel. All right, let me move this box. We'll get the camera turned off here. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back. All right, I am back. We are going to do the random. We're going to randomize for your draft order, and then we will give you guys about 3 minutes to trade while Trevor types in all the hits. These bonus hits are for pick 10, 11, 12, unless you trade your spot. Those will be revealed at the end, and we will draft those in reverse order. All right, let's figure out who is picking where, or whom is picking where. All right.
Thanks, Tina.
Let's grab your names. Joseph down to Joseph. It's a Joseph sandwich. Everyone else is the meat. We're going to go 4 times. That is what we do on Monday Breaks. 1. Hit the button. Hitting buttons is hard. 2. 3. And draft order is... There we go. Christopher, S-A-N, down to Andrew, C-H-A. 4 times. We will copy those, and we will give you guys and gals 3 minutes in which to discuss trading. So wheel and deal. If you got an offer for somebody, throw it out. Please hold your draft picks. We'll be right back. All right, guys, while Trevor is finishing that up, I don't see any offers. I don't know if anybody's throwing out any offers to anyone for their spots. You can also use this time to strategize as well. If you guys have any questions on the descriptions, if you have any questions on any of the comics or need to see one again, we'd be glad to do that when it's your turn. Be glad to do that when it's your turn, guys. If you're trying to decide between 2 books and need to take a glance at them, that's fine. But if you do have an offer for someone, if you want a certain book, throw out your offers if you feel like you need to jump up to get it, or if your book you can get a little later, you might want to jump down. Pick up a little moolah or something. We'll do this again. You You guys have given us some good feedback. Some of you guys said you wanted more video game hits. I think you guys like that we've done more vintage. So we do love your feedback. I'd love you to email us your feedback, dynastybreaksllc@gmail.com. Here's what I want to see more of. Here's what I want to see less of. Yada, yada, yada. We like to be able to put big hits into this. So the price point we're at allows us to put some pretty big comics in this stuff. We could go cheaper on a price point, but it just wouldn't be... We don't want to do a comic vault that's got just tons of low-end stuff. It just doesn't provide much excitement or anything like that. So our price point might move. I don't know that it can move down a whole lot. And us still feel good about it. All right, I don't see any trade talk at all. Still have the 3 bonus hits. So Andrew, you'll get the first bonus. Thomas from the Olsen twins will get the second choice of bonus items. And then Chris, you'll get the last remaining unless you guys move off your spots. If you guys need to know the year of any of the comics, we can tell you what the year is. If that makes a difference to you, we'd be glad to tell you the year. So again, ask us in chat if you have any questions. And we'll keep the cards handy so we can look up the year if you need it or any information you might need. All right, draft is starting. Chris, you are on the clock, bud. And I'm not going to use an actual clock. I feel like you guys can move this along pretty quick and get moving.
Chris, that's the way I try to make them. I just see Tales of Suspense 79 again.
Sure.
Like I said, back in the day, probably whenever this one was restored, everybody used to restore things before about 1980, 1990. And it's kind of frowned upon now, but honestly, a small amount of color touch and a Stan Lee signature makes this such a valuable book.
So I would say it's probably like sports cards. You know, sports cards, it'll say authentic altered or something like that. A lot of people do that for older cards. A lot of people have, you know, added color, things like that. Sorry about my table cam. I can't really get a full-on shot, but I can give you a general idea. Letting you look at it again. I'll try to get in on the label. So if you need to see anything in more detail, I don't have my table cam out, or my other camera out anymore. That's probably going to be your best shot. And that would be a slight C1. That would be color added. Restored 8.0.
And C1 is like the least amount you can do. So.
Right. All right, Chris on the clock for his selection. Tales of Suspense 79 he would like to see. Do we have...
Yeah, that's the one. We just showed.
Oh, that's the same one. He typed it in twice, I guess. All right. My chat may have duplicated that.
No, I see it twice.
All right. Tough decisions, Chris. It's always tough being at 1, man. It's always tough.
Yeah, there's actually 4 different ones that could go here at number 1.
Tough call, tough call. All right, Chris, about 1 minute, man. 1 minute.
Spider-Man Carnage double books.
All right, that is a 2 for 1. 2 for 1. First appearance of Carnage. And then the ASM, what was that again? Tell me what
539.
All right. Amazing Spider-Man, 539. All right.
The Return of the Black Suit.
Those both head your way. Joel is up at the 2 spot. Joel up next. Two books going at the 1 spot. Joel has some decisions to make as well.
Thought that was a great combo to grab.
2 Spider-Men are better than 1.
Congrats, Chris. The first Carnage was really high up there.
We've had that first Carnage before, hadn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had that book in a previous.
It's the second printing, Joel.
That was the that Batman cover.
It's a unique cover. That cover was only done for the second printing. That's why it's such an iconic.
The first printing, he was like kicking.
Yeah.
In the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kicking in the air on the original.
Like I said, probably the most iconic Jim Lee Batman.
By the way, if you're watching this video, we do have a full playlist on our YouTube channel of every Comic Vault break we've ever done. All the way back to Volume 1. So there should be, I'm guessing, 15 plus videos. The first time we did this, it might have been 1 case.
Yeah, no, it was.
Okay, so yeah, 1 case on the first run. So actually maybe we're just now getting to like 13 videos or something like that.
Congratulations.
All right,
Joel.
Batman 608. Gonna go to someone that I think might be the Batman of Utah. That is Joel. I think he's a billionaire.
Say, Joel got the #1 pick the first case.
The Batman of Utah, you can't really wear a costume, though. They don't allow that in Utah. You just have to walk around and say, I'm Batman. So there you go, Joel. We're on to you. David, you got back-to-back, man. Back-to-back 3 and 4. Good draw there. David's over in Facebook.
A couple of nice hits you got there in these vaults, Joel. Congrats.
David in the magical land of Facebook. He wants to see the Moon Knight. Usually when another man says, I want to see the Moon Knight, I just ignore him. I don't really say anything. But David, I'll show it to you. Just don't tell anybody. All right, Moon Knight is from
1980.
1980, a great year.
9.6.
Is that November 1980? You know who else was created in November 1980? I'm probably not a 9.6 though, so I'm probably not as high of a grade as this one. Yeah, November.
I like to tell people I'm 6.0. Fine.
I think that needs a regrade. I think we need to regrade that one. All right.
What do you think, Tina?
All right, he's taking the Moon Knight. That is your selection at 3, and you're also up at 4. So apparently David liked my Moon Knight, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
David, we'll see what else you like. They don't allow Batman in Utah. Never mind, Joel. You're in trouble now.
You're a fine Trev, exactly.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
What is a 10 grade called?
Perfect.
There you go. I'll take that one.
Yeah, we all know that's not true.
Wow. Oh, man.
You're like a...
What's a 1?
Like a 2.0 good.
What's a 1? Poor?
Yeah, probably.
That was me in college.
I don't even know what they call a 1.
I was a 1 in college. I was poor.
Second one for David.
David on the clock again. Something about picking back-to-back in any break or any fantasy draft is kind of fun.
kind of fun.
All right, David, I'm going to say about 1 minute on your second pick. Wants to see Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
We will allow the viewing.
We will allow it.
We will allow it. This is Hawkeye in yellow, 9.8. That is from 2017, February. CGC 9.8. Is this a newsie? No?
No.
All right, not a newsie. Does have M&Ms on the back. Newsie. Newsie. We can handle ourselves here in Utah. We don't need a vigilante. They're for the big cities. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. You need a vigilante on your NBA team. Need something. All right, about 45 seconds, David. 45 seconds.
Stan Lee.
All right, going old school. May he rest in peace. Stan Lee, autographed, Tales of Suspense, number 79, 8.0 grade. It is restored. Slight color added. And Joseph M.O.R. up next. Congrats, David.
Looked on there, there's less than 10 of those that are signed, and how many of those are actual Stan Lee signatures? So there's not many of that book that are signed. So
cool.
Really cool stuff. Congrats there, David.
Low pop.
Low pop, for sure.
Low pop.
And it ain't rising.
All right, question in chat. Is pressing different than restoring?
Yeah, pressing, you can clean and press a comic, and it'll come back a regular universal grade.
All right.
Inhumans, sketch cover. Awesome sketch cover. I saw this. I had to have it. 4 different artists you hardly ever see. Show that one more time. And they're just amazing. Every single one of those artists have been artists on Inhumans. So these are the pictures that you would have seen in the comic of these characters.
I drew that one.
Lockjaw.
Yeah. No, my bad. I have Lockjaw. Never mind.
Medusa, Black Bolt, Gorgon, and Lockjaw.
There you go. Blank back. All right. Rudy.
It's amazing that there are 4 different people sketched on there and it's still got 9.8.
Yeah, I would think the more people that handle something, the worse grade it's going to get. So that is the grade does kind of make that as well. Rudy next up. Rudy, I think, has gotten into every comic break we've ever done. I may be a little off there. Maybe he didn't get into the first run.
That sounds about right. He's always in there.
Thanks, Rudy, for supporting our comic book ventures. We appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm sure some other ones of you have ones of you. Some other people have also gotten into most of them. I appreciate you guys as well.
Joel and Christopher, I want to say, gotten into a bunch of them.
They started allowing comic books in Utah, I think, last year. So Joel had to skip the ones before that. They don't allow ideas in Utah. No creativity. Rudy got a lot of good options left.
This one was probably the hardest one to pick. Like I said, there was 4. All 4 of the ones I thought could go first have all been picked. And that 5th one that has already been picked is probably number 5. So
David Bowie, baby. Labyrinth. Love the movie. Love the comic. Issue number 1. I think there were only 3 issues.
Yeah, it was a mini-series.
Okay. Kind of like a Lonesome Dove. It was a mini-series. Joel, who used to star in a mini-series, up next.
Dallas.
It was a really small mini-series, if you know what I mean. That's why they picked Joel.
Was it a mini diamond series?
Yeah, my favorite country artist. Congrats on that, Rudy. It's kind of a cool cool book there, Labyrinth. Little childhood memory for myself. Hey, by the way, if you get a comic pressed, am I sending it to one place to get it pressed and then they have to ship it to the grader, or will the grading company press it for me?
The grading company will press it, but I don't trust the grading company to press it right. So I would send it to a professional presser and then they make the submission.
So there's a little more shipping involved that way, but it gets done right.
Yeah, a lot of the time people complain if you have it pressed at the actual company, then because pressing, you have to press it and then you have to let it sit for a minute, for so many hours, and sometimes the pressing reverts, so they have to get pressed again. So sometimes at these grading companies, they'll press it and they'll throw it in a slab, or they'll have it waiting to be graded, and some of the pressing parts will revert.
By the way, I do have a problem with the grading company pressing it. I don't think the people that grade anything should ever touch it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should be totally independent of that. Next up, Roger Rabbit. Who framed him? I don't know. Hey, maybe you could crack that out. Jessica Rabbit may be inside the book, Joel, so in case you're wondering. A little throwback here to our childhood, Labyrinth and Roger Rabbit. Joseph next up. Joseph at the 8 spot.
CGC is the primary. CGC would be like the PSA. It commands the most resale value. But personally, since CBCS redid their labels, I like CBCS's labels better.
Who would you press it with is the question, though.
There's several different people within the community that I know personally I would have pressed. I can get you a couple different recommendations if you like.
Do you want to throw your email out there that he can contact you?
The Rogue Trader is one of them.
Okay, there you go. The Rogue Trader.
He's one of the ones that the whole comic community kind of uses, but there's several of them.
How would you find him?
Online, the Rogue Trader.
Okay, just Google it.
I don't want to give up my email, but if you want to hit me up on Facebook, Chris, or if you're on IG, I'm on IG. Just hit me up and I can give you a couple different names.
Trev's YouTube channel, Trev the Shipping Guru. You can probably leave a comment on one of his videos there to get a hold of him as well. Labyrinth and Roger Rabbit go after the Inhumans. Joseph next up. We got 5 picks left.
He's going for the Hulk.
3 bonuses.
Foil Hulk. This is sweet. It's got this Wolverine custom label, and it's just chromed out. Just an awesome display piece.
Chromed out like my car.
Wow.
Chromed out like my grill.
Congrats, Joseph.
All right, there you go, Joseph. CGC 9.8 Hulk foil. Kind of a throwback homage there. Theo up next.
It's a reprint.
Reprint.
An homage would be like somebody else's interpretation of that cover.
Okay. That's actually a different thing.
Yeah.
I was just saying they're paying homage to the original.
No. That's whenever somebody does it in homage of the
They're
original.
tributing.
Just a straight reprint.
It's a tribute.
Or a facsimile.
Tribute's not a thing, right?
No.
Okay, it's a tribute to the original. There you go. Someone said we should remake this to pay tribute.
Let me see the Tales of Suspense.
Well, sure. I'm glad to show it. This is the first appearance of the Marvel Scarecrow. 3.0 CGC from 1964. March of 64.
Silver Age goodness.
12 cents, right?
Yep.
12 cents, guys.
12 cents, Silver Age.
And I'm telling you, if you make $20 a week, the comic was 12 cents. That is good money.
Dude, $20, that's a lot.
$20 a week, yo. There you go, Theo. Choose wisely. What is Batman 121? What's the significance of that one?
Batman 121.
No, just he says he has a Batman 121 that he's thinking of grading.
I don't know off the top of my head.
What is that issue, Chris? Is that a significant issue?
Or it's just the original run, so that's probably Golden Age.
Okay.
any of those books.
Hey, we're glad. Thanks for joining us, Joe. We appreciate you getting that last spot.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. And we got a little bit of feedback. We're gonna get a few different other things, non-comic things in the next one, as people have suggested. We usually have 2 or 3 things non-comic in each break, but this time was pretty difficult since the market's been up and down.
All right, Theo wants to see Mr. Miracle. This is a 6.5. This is from March to April of 1971. CGC 6.5. White pages. Make money, get prizes.
Yeah, buddy.
You read it here first? All right, say about a minute, Theo. 1 minute.
That's Bronze Age. 15 center. Yeah, if you're out and about and you ever see any 10-cent comics,
That's golden.
Golden Age. Grab those.
What if you see a 10-cent burrito?
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Okay, don't eat it if it's a burrito.
Mr. Miracle.
All right, Mr. Miracle is the selection. That is issue number 1. First Mr. Miracle and Oberon. Chris, you're going to get the last bonus item remaining, but you also get the 10th pick. So you are on the clock. Chris got the Carnage and the Amazing Spider-Man combo at the 1 spot. Picking at 1, picking at 10. Not too bad.
Got some vintage Marvel, some newer Marvel, and some Aliens. Dark Horse. Kind of in between.
Interesting. Thanks for doing the break, Theo. We appreciate it.
Tales of Suspense going the vintage route.
I don't blame you. I like old stuff. I am old stuff. That goes to the 10 spot. Is that I kind of thought that would go higher.
Yeah, that's a little bit later than I thought.
That is later than I thought for sure. Tales of Suspense 51. Thomas from the Olsen twins.
Gonna be making the remaining picks of the draft.
Check in with Mary Kate and Ashley and see what they want you to pick, and then we'll
Wow.
get to our bonuses. Matt, you can even check with Greg. Check with Greg Olsen, who's a pretty good commentator, by the way.
Yeah, I was pretty happy.
I think
he did pretty well.
I think he may be toast when they bring Brady on.
Oh, really?
Somebody's toast. I don't know who.
Somebody's toast.
He's getting the main spot, and right now Greg Olsen has the main spot.
Tom with the Hawkeye.
All right, Hawkeye 9.8.
Can't go wrong with a couple of 9.8s in and out the draft.
They don't make many yellow covers anymore. Alien goes at the 12 spot, and Andrew, you're going to get first choice of bonus here. So I will reveal those right now. I will hand my good friend some, we'll reuse these envelopes probably.
Yeah.
There you go.
Always got to recycle, people.
We like to recycle things. Recycle, reuse. Uncanny X-Men number 211 from 1986. CGC 9.2. Tell me about the Marauders, because it's their first appearance.
X-Men villain team.
There you go. Well, you got to tell the people.
Still there.
I mean, of course I know that.
Sure.
9.2. Uncanny X-Men. This is from November of 86. Love the cover. Wolverine's always getting violent. I wonder if he ever sits down.
It's what he does.
I wonder if he ever sits down and just drinks a cup of coffee and thinks about life. Marshawn Lynch would draft this. Skittles.
Skittles.
I'll let you type in the bonuses there on our bonus section. All right, next up. Enjoyed it, David. Enjoyed it, man.
Just sit right there.
That didn't work. All right, Justice League. Number 30. This is from 2014. CGC graded 9.6. Second cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. face reveal Mad variant. So I have so many questions here. What is a cameo?
Cameo would be if the person makes one or two panel appearance. They don't have any speaking roles. They're not integrated into the story. It's just
a glimpse of
a
them.
glimpse of them.
So this is the second cameo. So her first appearance could actually be after this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they can have a couple cameos before their actual first appearance. Justice League, that almost looks like a sketch.
This is a Mad Magazine variant of Darkseid shooting himself with his Omega effect.
We'll let you figure out where he shot himself. Okay, this is from 2014, June.
I almost kept this one for myself because I love Darkseid.
A little Batman on the back.
Some Mad Magazine goodness.
All right, Trev will type that one in. I'm going to give you the label there to do that. And our final bonus is, hey, it's Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man 17 from 2022. CGC 9.8. Swabby variant cover. That is going to require explanation for Dane. Swabby variant cover. Help me out.
It's just the artist. It's he did a series of these variants for all the different heroes. And this is Riri Williams, the new Iron Heart. Took over after Tony Stark. She's the Iron Man right now in the MCU since he's dead.
How do you get the variants?
We just order them. I mean,
okay, you can just order them.
Yeah.
I didn't know if like a comic shop you had to do like you had to buy a certain amount of stuff to get the variant.
No, you do for incentives. Like you have to buy like $10 to get the 1 in 10 incentive. You get that extra, but variants are just variant covers that the particular book has.
All right, we're going to start with Andrew. Andrew, your choice of the 3 bonuses, and I'm going to be very abbreviated here.
I guess this is the Black History Month variant is what this one is. So I don't know if you did that for all Black History Month, maybe.
All right, your choice, Andrew. Andrew at the 12 spot gets the first choice of bonus graded comics. All 3 graded comics.
(9.2), 9.6, 9.8. I didn't put that on there.
All right. X-Men is what?
9.2.
Okay, Justice League?
9.6.
And 9.8?
9.8, yeah.
Iron Man 9.8. There are your grades.
Grading a comic is a little more expensive than grading a card.
How much does it cost generally?
If you're with shipping to and from, you're looking at probably 40-ish. Is probably about the average.
I would say SGC is cheaper than that, but yeah, Beckett PSA, you probably pay that much. Justice League. So I'm going to put, very simply, Trevor, JLA for the bonus.
Congrats on that. It's an awesome cover. If you like Mad Magazine.
I will put JLA 30. We're going to...
That's fine.
Going to do that. That is funny cover. I love it. Thomas, up next. Thomas, your choice to decide the remainder of this break.
Now, if you're grading, like for instance, one of those bigger books, if the book values over a certain amount, it costs more. They do like a percentage type thing.
That's very similar to PSA.
Yeah.
If you get a PSA 10, you pay more.
X-Men.
All right, X-Men 211.
Classic anniversary border cover. Wolverine.
And then we've got Iron Man 17.
And Riri Williams going to Christopher.
All right, that is our final list there of what everybody got. Thank you for participating in the Comic Vault. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, click on the playlist tab. You can watch our regular vaults. You can watch our comic vaults. Flawless football breaks. I have a ton of playlists there you guys can watch. Hit the thumbs up button before you leave. It helps our channel. Check out Trev the Shipping Guru on YouTube. He does all comic content. We do mainly sports cards, but he does a lot of comic stuff. We'll be right back to say goodnight, and we are back to breaking on Wednesday. Go to our website, grab a spot.